Hey guys, welcome to episode 2, this time with a little bit less lag. We're going to be watching a Terran vs Zerg on Shadow Temple. We've got my Zerg opponent here, LuXSkynet on the top. I'm all the way down the bottom. I'm the blue Terran here that you can't see because I'm a secretive bastard. I will show the income tab like usual, I'll bring that up. This is a lighter game as well. It's High Diamond. The last one was High Platinum, I believe. Protoss on Shakuris Plateau. Playing Zerg is quite a bit different than playing against Protoss or Terran. They can pretty much attack at any timing. They can drop their pool as early as on 6 drones, which is total cheese, to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 to 11 to 12 to 13. They can drop their pool whenever they want, and they can harass you whenever they want. Also, they have the larva macro mechanic, which means they have to choose between making army units and drones. That's going to be the fundamental difference here on this map. It's going to mean that I can't be as greedy in the early parts of the game, so it takes quite a bit more to get the macro machine rolling. And it's much harder in general because they also have these little flying Hindenburgs here, these overlords. They're going to be able to scout the map and figure out cheesy ninja shenanigans, hiding bases everywhere. It's not so easy against Zerg. Their counters to Marines are also all tier 1, tier 1.5, which means you can get them without upgrading their hatchery to lair and going to the second layer. They can get lings, banelings, and roaches. So it takes quite a bit of effort. You have to really be careful about your opening in this matchup. I've got one that I use pretty constantly. You can see he's starting to scout it. 2 racks. There might be a little bit more than what you see going on, but I walled that off. My goal here is to make him think that he's being 2 racks rushed, when in reality some other things might be going on. The 2 racks opening is really popular against Zerg, at different timings no less. You have the double 11 racks, which is built to punish these kinds of builds as hatchery before spawning pool. He's going to expect something like that. It wasn't 11-11. If he's smart, he'll know that it's a 12 and 14 racks. So it's not as costly to do. You aren't cutting SCVs when you're doing the build that he scouted. He knows that there's going to be Marines, or should be Marines, poking at his front door around within a minute of his hatchery coming up at that point in time. If it was a double 11 racks, you'd see them as early as now, starting to poke the front and build workers and try and take out his natural hatchery here. If Zerg loses their natural hatchery, generally speaking, they lose the game really quickly. Regardless, the point behind my 2 racks opening is actually to force Zerglings and spine crawlers rather than drones. You can see I'm not really phasing him a whole lot. He's not building any Zerglings right now. He's got his drone up front here so he can see anything coming. Unfortunately, he's not throwing all that money away. That's the whole point behind the... Oh look, you got a spine crawler. There you go. He just blew a bunch of money. That's 3 mining workers right there. And a couple of Zerglings. It's kind of normal to get a few scouts though. So far he's playing it actually really well. This is my first Zerg game in High Diamond. I've been landing a lot of Protosses lately, and a few Terrans, just a few Zergs. I'm really glad to bring this to you guys because nothing beats banelings. Oh man. Just watching everything blow up. So he's scouting me again, pretty normal. He sees the Marines, however he doesn't see enough to justify this 2 racks opening, so he's probably assuming I'm throwing down a command center behind us. He was able to see that, however he also lost his scouts, which is not very good for him at all, because he can't see if I'm moving out, if I was hiding Marines in the back. It could be a vicious all-in still, it could be a 5 racks. He still doesn't know, and he's not bringing his overlords to the side either. He's got this one way out in the open, and that could get sniped. This one here, if he were to bring it around, he can not only see if I'm landing a command center here, but also, as most Terrans do, they build their command center up by their gas here. So if he were to bring this up along the ledge, he could see everything. He could see if I was expanding, he could see my gases, You can see any tech buildings I hit down here, because that's pretty popular too, because this is supposed to be a well-defended area. But instead, he's just leaving it way in the open there. He's probably going to regret that. And see, I was able to scout that Overlord and punish him for holding him out in the open. He's got Zerglings around. He's going to try and save it, but there's not going to be enough time. Back to his base here, you can see he's getting his Roach worn out and a Baneling Nest with his Evolution Chamber before lair. That means he's probably going to be aggressive, or he's fearful of an all-in because he didn't scout a command center, and now he has, so he knows that it's not going to be that bad. I expect him to get lair and probably some more drones because of this. He did see some units heading towards him, so he's going to have to build some to counter that first. There you go, he's got some Zerglings there, so he's much smarter than the other guy. Banelings, good old Banelings. Starting the creep spread too. This is kind of late though. Like, you'll find most Masters player, even professional players, will start this creep spread a lot earlier and they'll push it out. See, he's got more than 25 energy already. He could be laying down another one. Because he's got 3 queens, he should be pushing that. Come on, do something, you lazy bitch. Make me a fucking sandwich. Anyways, I was trying to punish some Overlord scattering. Didn't work out so well. I'm just trying to defend myself against all that scouting, because if he figures out how greedy I am, the game's over. And of course, he's able to move his speedlings in front of the Marines, so the Banelings can get them. He's still going to lose, but he's still made that really cost-effective for himself. He's even maintaining worker parity with me up here. You can see 39 drones to 42 SCVs. Ideally, a Zerg will remain a base ahead, and with like ahead in drones as well, in order to maintain its cost effectiveness, So he's doing all right considering his tech advantage, if you'd call it that. You can see he sees this here. Of course, he's not getting out of the way. He doesn't care that I see it. So I'm guessing he'll assume that I threw the command center down behind these 2 racks, floated it over here, and that would be all I have. So he's probably going to push for a third. I guess he's doing it this way. I guess he feels more safe grabbing the one behind the rocks rather than the more greedy gold over here. Most players I find on this map will actually go for the gold. It's not like he's being pressured, so I'm not sure why he's making that decision. Maybe he'll tell me someday. He kind of grew mad with me. He should be grabbing this third really soon here though, because he's beginning to be out macroed. Those mules are killing him. And again, he's just holding these Overlords in the open. If he were to hide them a little bit better, he'd have so much more information. They're so lazy. Not as lazy as the queen he had up here though, that bitch. Look at her, she's almost got 100 energy. She's only, oh come on, spread those 2 creep tumors. There you go. Lazy bitch. He's hiding his lings and banelings here to come in above. Pretty smart. However, for all of his positioning and army advantage, he really has poor macro and map awareness. He had no idea these rocks were broken, and these Marines just came and sniped his third. And just like in the last game where that Protoss lost his Nexus, just got fucked. Easy surround here, but it's just not going to cut it. He lost his hatchery. He lost his hatchery, and his Overlords are being capped left, right, and center. That's despicable. You know, it takes really little effort to... Look, what is this? What is that? 1 Marine is going to grab 3 Overlord kills because he just... I guess he's making a donation. We have to start an Overlord charity here. What a joke. Maybe I was giving this guy too much credit, you know? Even this, spreading Zerglings, works a lot better than just leaving your Overlords hanging there. I mean, look, he got supply blocked. It's wrecking his macro. He's grabbing the gold here too, so he realizes that he took some pretty critical damage when he lost his first third here. So he's not. Come on. You got. Oh man, I guess I came around the top, but you needed that hatchery here if he's gonna beat me. His macro is suffering. He's behind 25 workers now. If he doesn't get this hatchery up and he can't hold it with his tech advantage, he's pretty much finished. Not to mention, he has no idea when I'm traveling along here. I mean, he's got no information whatsoever. Look, even then I was sending units out. He sees this base. He's gonna get countered. Or I'll just counter. See, when your macro is so far ahead, you can sacrifice bases, units, everything at a lower cost ratio and still come out ahead. I mean, if I even kill a few drones here, it's more damage than he can take. He was building them up, but I mean, it's not enough. It's not enough. His drones are going down. Oh, I should teach my Marines how to do abortions. That'll fix all these eggs. Abortion Marines. No stim pack yet either. Look how bad I am. I'm always making these mistakes. But obviously it's not really changing the game much if a Zerg is struggling to get his third base up at 15 minutes. His gold coming up. He's pretty bad at transferring workers too. He's oversaturated here slightly. You could send some over here and equalize it over here. His hatchery's almost done. He can pull those drones now. But you can see that I'm constantly sending in Marines. I'm not sending in enough to slow down my macro. I'm only sending enough to cut his army down. When I do this, he's forced to replenish his army units rather than make drones, which only cements my lead, really. He doesn't realize this. He doesn't realize this at all. I guess he thinks he's staying equal with me, but I'm throwing down a lot more expansions than he is, and he's floating a lot of minerals and gas. Holy Christ. God damn. Should bail out the United States. Jesus. He's getting infestors out. He's getting the right units to counter. It's just he wasn't able to macro as quickly behind it all, and he's suffering. And infestors, like, they only have, what, 90 health? Yeah, 90 health. They aren't very good if they don't have backup units. And he lost 3 or 4 infestors to just a handful of Marines. You don't see that very often. And again, he's throwing up more Zerglings and more Marines are coming in. He didn't make enough drones. Now he can't match the production. And yet he's still floating all his cash. He's floating 1,400 minerals. Yeah, go fuck yourself too, buddy. Learn to spend your fucking money. Jesus. See you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.